Amazing. Seriously, if you can say it was a miracle, it was a miracle. It totally was an amazing God moment right there. Anyway, at the grocery store. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cookie Crumb Fun. I am Claire, and in today's video, I'm participating in the My Quarantine Kitchen collab. This is a collab that Katie, the Ironheart Mama, came up with and asked a bunch of us Trim Healthy Mamas to join, and I'm super excited to team up with her for this video and a bunch of other awesome channels. There's coaches, there's bloggers, there's just regular people like me on here that are sharing Trim Healthy Mama wisdom with you that it's almost like getting a coach for free. Okay, with all the knowledge that all the ladies combined have and the tips and the tricks that everyone's going to be sharing with you throughout this collab and just in general over on their channels. So down below in the description box is the playlist, so I highly recommend you to go check it out and watch all the other videos to see how the ladies are surviving in their kitchens during this quarantine. So I call it a shelter in place. Here in California, we've been in shelter in place for so many days. Food shortages are real right now. Some places it's stronger than in others. Here it was really bad in the beginning, but it seemed to even out. Not much is on sale like it used to, but I still want to keep the budget down with food because that is one thing that I have complete control over what we buy, okay? Most women go out and buy the groceries. With my, some of you have husbands out of work. Some of you are waiting on the unemployment. Maybe your husband's got his hours cut. Maybe you're out of work. Maybe you're down to just one of you working. So we all have to, pinch and save and figure out where we're going to save our money and be more frugal. So this collaboration is going to be awesome to help you out to work it out to stay on plan and still have good food in your tummies at the end of the day. Now, last Monday, Katie and I did a live video together, so if you haven't watched that, go check it out. I'll try to remember to link that below. But it's over on her channel, and it was so much fun, and we gave away a prize to one of the winners that was donated to us by Jacinda over on Northern Nester, which is an awesome blog if you don't know about it yet. If you're a newbie to Trim Healthy Mama, go check out her blog. So 2 ladies got to win something from her last week, which was so much fun to have. And then next week, we're going to do another live. So it's every other Monday, we're going to do live, and then it's going to be like live, collab, live, collab, live, collab is how we're going to do it. So next week, Monday, we're going to do another live together, and it's going to be so much fun. So make sure you chime in. We'll check in, come on over to my channel next Monday to participate in that. It is going to be the same time every Monday at 8 o'clock. Well, that's 8 o'clock Central Time, which is 6 o'clock California time, 9 o'clock Eastern. It's a good time for us. So today, what I'm going to share with you about my quarantine kitchen, how I'm feeding my family on a tighter budget than most people have. I'm trying to spend less money. I mean, even before all this happened, I was spending less money at the grocery store, and we were surviving, and no one was going hungry. So I want to share with you what I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to talk about sourdough. In no way am I an expert with sourdough. I am not an expert. I will never claim to be an expert. If you want an expert's opinion on Trim Healthy Mama on plan sourdough, you go check out the blog Around the Family Table, and she is amazing. She has a cookbook. So you got to go get her cookbook, and you get sourdough starter when you buy her cookbook. But did you know that you can catch sourdough or the yeast from the air? So that's what I did in this jar. I did 1/4 cup every day of flour and 1/4 cup of water, and after a week this thing was smelling so sour. It was awesome. And then I also did another way, which Michelle over at Encouraging Mamas told me, and I'm like, you can do that? And I was so amazed that I could do it. I took 2 cups of flour and 2 cups of kefir with a little bit of water, and I made sourdough in 24 hours. I am so thankful for Michelle and all her wisdom with food. She's been helping me try to get meals stretched and still try to eat a little healthier, And you got to go check out her channel because she just got some goats that are super adorable. They're homesteaders, and she eats really healthy. So check out her channel. But anyway, so she encouraged me to do that. So I did both. I caught the dough. Why do I keep saying dough? I didn't catch any dough. Nobody threw me dough. And while throw me some dough, I'll take some dough. I caught the yeast from the air, which took a week here. I live in California, in the Bay Area of California, and it's been kind of warm, kind of not, It hasn't been cold, but it hasn't been super hot. So I caught that, and then I also did the one with the kefir, and they're both amazing. They're both working good. So I made cinnamon rolls for my children, which were like the most amazing cinnamon rolls ever. Now, I say this a lot on my channel. If I forget to put the links to the recipes down below, please, if you want them, mention it in the comments, because I'm gonna forget most likely to put them down in the comments. I usually do, and then I do again when somebody reminds me. So just being honest here, mom brain, okay? So I've made cinnamon rolls. It's all sourdough. Biscuits. We did pretzels, which were, I had a hard time with the pretzels. I kind of struggled, but I figured something out and it made it a lot easier. I haven't made breads. I did rolls. I did dinner rolls. Let's see. I made a bunch of things. So it's been really fun finding new things. I made these muffins, which were amazing. They were not on plan. They had sugar, brown sugar and stuff. They were overly sweet, but they were so good. I'm sure there's a way you can tweak the recipe to make them a little bit healthier for kids, you know, because there was a lot of sugar in it. Maybe use honey or something, but they were so good. They were these apple cinnamon muffins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share you a little footage of each of my recipes, not all of them, but a few of them, so that you can see my sourdough starter, see when I started it. Just encourage you to try to do it. And make sure you follow Around the Family Table, or, you know, search for some on YouTube. I know there's other YouTubers that I don't even know of. I know that sounds weird. I know there are women who do it, because I'm being told, oh, I followed this channel and they do it. And so check them out, and maybe in the comments down below you can say, like, I do sourdough and I learned from this person, and link some of the channels that you watch, because it would be a great way for us who can't find yeast. I mean, maybe you can't find yeast right now. It's been one of those things that my shelves have been bare in the stores for yeast and flour, and we were able to find wheat flour in the bulk department. So go ahead and try to start your own sourdough. So check out these videos that are coming up, and I hope that they can encourage you to try to bring in some healthy. Now, the other thing I made was bagels. I did follow the recipe for Around the Family Table for bagels. So you can make a lot of things with sourdough that are on plan. So don't forget that. Sourdough bread, when you make it with wheat flour, it's on plan, especially when you let it sit longer. And all the recipes that I've been making, I make it and then they sit overnight, and, you know, they sour and they ferment overnight, and then you make them and you roll them out and do all your stuff to it, and they've been so good. And they haven't been overly sour. The last time I did this, they were overly sour and my kids didn't like it. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to show you everything after I take a sip. And I hope that it encourages you to try like I did. I didn't want to do it because it was a thing that everybody was doing, and I don't like jumping in when everyone else is doing the same thing. So I just knew that I needed to, because I couldn't find yeast and I was running low. I got a story though in another video I want to share with you about how God provided yeast for us, but it's an amazing, seriously, if you can say it was a miracle, it was a miracle. It totally was an amazing God moment right there. Anyway, at the grocery store. So enjoy the footage, and I will probably close this out after that. This is a sourdough starter that I'm trying to catch the wild yeast from the air. I started this about 4 o'clock today, and it is now 10:30. This is what Michelle from Encouraging Mamas suggested I do, and she said that you take 2 cups. I just saw a bubble. Wow, it's really working. 2 cups of flour and some she said to use either kombucha or kefir. So I have kefir, so I added kefir to it, about 1.5 cups, and then some water until it was you know, that right consistency that it should be. And it was bubbling already, and it's like round on the edges. I watched a video. It has something to do with your edges being rounded. That's really good for your starter. So we're gonna try it that way. She said that I should have some sourdough in 24 hours. Over there is where a bubble just popped. There's already bubbles going in this. So I'm excited. It's only been 6 hours. So I'm gonna leave that and check it in the morning. So it is just after 10 the next morning of doing this, and I wanted to share with you how much it's grown. You can see right here how much it's grown. Look at that. It's grown a lot. The advantage of using a clear jar for this, you can see, and you know, you get
put a piece of tape on it or mark the jar to see how much it's grown. But I can just tell how much it's grown. And you can see there's different air bubbles popping. And it is not flat, it's rounded. I can see it's like curved, just like the guy in the video was saying when I was watching the other day. He says that's one of the things you know that it's working, because it's not flat. So I'll make that tight in a minute. But I want to just share this one. This one is the one that I'm just trying to catch it wild in the air. And of course, nothing's really going to happen with this just yet. This is going to take at least a week to make a difference. But I do need to mix it up. It's, I don't know, can you see that inside? I don't want to tilt it too much where it falls out. It's the water's a little bit separated. I could probably just stir it by hand here by shaking it around to get it all mixed back in. I added a little bit more water to this last night because it was really thick. Or yeah, thick. So I'm just going to experiment with this one to see if I can catch the wild yeast. And then my kefir is going well. I think when it's warm, I need to change it more often than just once a day. I gotta look into that. This is sourdough.
Sourdough?
We can make pancakes with it and English muffins. So I'm excited about
Mom,
this.
I know what we can make. Sour pancakes.
Yep, soured pancakes.
Yep.
I realize that they're not the perfect shape and the perfect bagels, but you know what? I'm not striving for perfection. No human being is perfect. Jesus and God are the only perfect people. So I have bagels that my family will enjoy and that we're going to eat with breakfast tomorrow for Sunday and just enjoy, right, Abigail? So one little thing our Winco is doing now, if you remember in some of my other videos, because we went to Winco today. Oh, just so you know, the recipe I used for this is from Around the Family Table. She's a Trim Healthy Mama blogger that is an expert in sourdough. So if you're curious about sourdough, go check out on all social medias and her blog. She also has a great cookbook, which is on my list now that I'm doing this. It's called Around the Family Table. So just look her up, and she's got plenty of recipes and information to help you. So when you buy her cookbook, she also gives you some starter. So if you are interested in that, you can always buy that right now. It smells so good. We have the biscuit smell and the turkey smell is not as strong, but together it smells so. These biscuits were so easy to make. Oh my word, these were so easy to make. I will do my best to remember to link it. Oh my word, these are so easy. I use 100% wheat flour on these also. There is not a bit of white flour in this. And the dough sat overnight, so it aided in it fermented even more and lots and lots. My sourdough is happy. This one seems to be working. I added it, so that's 4 days now. And I just got to switch this one out and figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow with this. I really want to make pretzels. I could just do more biscuits and freeze them. This was so easy to make. Maybe I should do that. Make some biscuits and freeze them. That's probably a really good idea. You know, bake them and freeze them. Right, I'll think it through and let you know later what I end up doing. Just ignore how they look. 2 pans stuck to it. They stuck to the parchment paper and they came apart broken. And I got so frustrated. And they're just in pieces, and I said, here kids, just eat them, you know. They taste fine, but they're ugly and the bottoms stuck to the pan. And then the rest of them, I didn't dip in the water as much and they turned out fine. It's because they were wet. And wet on the, it said dip them, boil them in the water till they float, and then put them in the parchment paper. Well, I didn't boil them that long because they started falling apart. See, they started doing this sort of thing, and so I stopped it. And then some got overcooked and are browned, and then because I used all wheat flour, they're basically just, you know, that color. But they taste fine. Isn't that a sight that you'd like to wake up to in the morning? I used my first sourdough starter to make sourdough cinnamon rolls, and these look better than any cinnamon roll I've ever made. They look amazing. And the rest, it did exactly what the recipe said, how the sugar was going to melt to the bottom and it's going to have like this sticky bun at the bottom. So I'm waiting for the oven. These have been sitting out here for like 3 hours, so I'm waiting for the oven to warm up, and then we're going to bake these for our second breakfast.
I'm having this one.
I know you want like all, then I get the 2 small ones in the middle.
All right, here's what's left over. It made 12 and I have 4 left over. I'm going to have one, save one for my husband, and I'm sure my husband and I will have a second one. The kids are eating them. Let's see what they think. All right, how are they?
Yeah, it's
Good.
Please look at that. Oh, it looks good. Looks
Yeah, it's
good. Quinn took an extra of the sugary mixture on the bottom.
I hope that all of those recipes, seeing the good foods that you can make for your families with sourdough without the yeast, with the goodness of fermenting foods. I'm going to look more into fermenting other foods. Michelle was encouraging me. See, she's an encouraging mama because she was encouraging me to ferment more foods. And that's the next step. I wanted to get this down. I got the kefir down. I love kefir. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Michelle. It's another Michelle gave me the kefir. And then another Michelle gave me the idea to do the sourdough starter with the kefir. So I hope you enjoyed all that. And I really would love to know, if you do sourdough, who you follow on YouTube, what websites follow that encourages you and you're learning from. And be sure to check Around the Family Table and see all her sourdough recipes on her website. So don't forget to check out that playlist down below to check out all the other channels that are participating, and come back next week when we are live and we're going to be giving away a prize to our viewers. All right, thanks so much, ladies, for being here. You are each a blessing to me, and if there's anything that I can pray for you about, please let me know. Put it down in the comments, send me an email, cookiecrumbfun@gmail.com, and let me know what it is. I will gladly raise your name up to the Lord and pray for that thing that you have, or just say unspoken, you know, whatever it is. All right, and pray for us too. We would love some prayer, just in general. All right, thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.